Hi friends, today I'm here with something different than the standard sword. If you don't know, I am a traditional archer too. Of course, I'm not here to talk about specific thing about archery techniques, because compared to my experience in fencing, I am quite a newbie in traditional archery. But there are still something I want to tell you about archery, and the specific is why I found archery very useful for my fencing. Now, the first thing which I found very useful about archery is the fact that it is very relaxing, especially compared to fencing. And it is in some ways is some sort of yin and yang thing. So when I practice fencing, I tend to be a bit more tense, even if after training I am quite relaxed. But during training I am tense. When I am practicing archery, I am very relaxed. And you can be relaxed too if you don't rush too much in the perfection thing loop, if you don't try to be perfect from the beginning. So this is the first thing which I found very interesting. The second thing which I found really interesting, it is that archery, it is very healthy for my arm. Now, you know that even if you have a good form, when you overtrain something, it is bad for your joints or for your sinew. And of course this is a problem. In fencing, especially the right arm, even if you train a bit with your left arm, it starts to become a problem sometimes. Archery compensates this. And this is simply because you do the opposite motion. So if you every time start to push with your hand when you are practicing historical fencing, you do the opposite when you are practicing archery. So you pull the string of the bow. And this is, even if it seems a silly thing, it's very useful, because as soon as I have started my archery path, I've noticed that the little problems that I had with my arm just have been gone away very soon. So this is a very interesting thing, and this is the second motivation, because I found archery so useful. The third thing that traditional archery taught me is about form. Now, in traditional archery, you will find a lot of different people that shoot in a lot of different ways, and almost every one of them will tell you that everyone have a specific way to shoot. There is not a very correct way. There is the correct way for this person, and this is very interesting. To show you some examples, there is people who shoot very straight, there is people who shoot in a more or less bent way, there is people that just bend the head, or there is a lot of anchor point. The anchor point is the point that you reach with your hand. There is people that anchor on the lips, there is people that anchor on the bone of the face, there is people that don't anchor at all. They just pull the string and they know they are at the same draw. Now, this is very interesting, especially if we compare this thing to the fencing, our fencing, historical fencing. Now, sometimes we fall into this need of the perfect form. We have a specific idea of this form. Now, the scambiar di punta is made in this way. This shield slack in the 133 is made specifically in this way. But most of the time we decide this. It's not something which is written somewhere or shown in a video of the 14th century. So Traditional archery taught me this. You have to do the thing which works for you, and you have to try to reach your goal with your ability, and in reaching the goal, try to not harm yourself. So do a good form which is healthy for you, you don't feel bad, you reach the goal, so you shoot the arrow, you shoot straight, you can aim in a good way, and that's it. You have to follow these needs. You don't have to follow a specific a specific form. You have to find your form. So this is the third thing that traditional archery taught me. The fourth and last thing that traditional archery taught me is about believing in yourself. Now this is something very stupid in some way, because there is a lot of people that say, oh, you have to believe in yourself, everything you do, blah blah blah. But it is not really easy to understand this. You can think, okay, now I will believe in myself, but it is not the same way of doing it really. Now when you shoot, almost the 90% of shooting is here. You can have a good form, you can have a good anchor point, you can be a very good archer, but if something it is out of your comfort area, maybe someone is talking to you, you do something weird, you just shoot the arrow around the world, and that's a problem. It's a problem that starts from your head. So when you shoot, you basically have to think only to your feet. Think about your stuff, the target, your arrow, and there is nothing around you. You have just to believe, you have just to think that you can do it, and that's it. There is no problem. You have trained for this, you have shoot a lot of arrows, you can take the target, and that's basically that is believing in yourself. Now sometimes you do wrong. For me, it is still a bad problem, but it is not because of your mind. I hope, because you are okay with yourself. You think that you can do it, and most of the time, when the form and your action follow the precise rule that you impose it to yourself, and you believe in yourself, you will hit the target. And that is very interesting, because in fencing, even if it's very different, because you have to parry, to move a lot, it is the same thing. If you believe that you can do it, you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself when you are doing an action, or when you are training for something, you are not really training 100%. And I have just understood it after training in traditional archery. So this is the fourth thing that traditional archery taught me. So this is everything I can do about archery, because I am not an expert archer, but I have understood this thing. I found it really useful. So if you have time and you have money to spend, there are some bows which are cheaper too. Try this. It is very useful for your fencing training, even if can sounds strange. and it will be a good training for yourself as a person, and it is a good way for improving our way to concentrate and to do things in a more focused way. I take this occasion to thank my club, which is the Arcieri del Sesia, and my instructor, which is Massimo. So thank you, Massimo. And if you want to follow me on Patreon, just look under this video. I offer a number of additional video and articles. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.